Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, welcome back to another Witch Wednesdays, and today we are doing part 2 of my completing Witch tier lists, Witch fandom tier lists on tiermaker.com. And we've gone on to the one called Judging the Witch Boys on Their Looks, which, I mean, I realise a lot of these boys are like teenagers and I'm a grown woman, but we're doing this from this is just for fun. This is just for fun. Don't read into it. So yeah, we're gonna look at the boys and we're gonna judge them on their looks. I mean, a lot of them are adults, like adult. You know what I mean? So, and if anyone isn't, pretend that I'm judging them from my perspective of how I would have felt when I was 13, which was when I was reading these comments originally. Comics originally. Okay, let's go. Okay, I hate Caleb in the comics, but like he has to be said. He is handsome. Like the green thing's interesting, but that's a pretty man. That is a pretty man. We can't really argue with it. Cedric. Cedric should be my type. I love a long-haired man, and I love a posh man. Because, I mean, I have a bit of a problem in video games where I always romance the posh boy. Um, if I don't romance a woman, I romance a posh boy. But honestly, I don't. Cedric is like, he is my type, but I'm not massively into Cedric, so I'm just gonna say meh. Like, I don't really feel it. I'm not particularly attracted to Cedric. Jen! To be fair, Chen is quite cute. Like, that particular picture, he's quite cute. So I'm gonna put him in cute. I don't remember. This is one of the, runics. And again, should be my type, long-haired man, but no. I'm gonna say he's ugly and stinky. He looks ugly and stinky. This one here is also ugly and stinky. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to this man. Professor Collins. I don't like mustaches. I'm not a fan of a mustache, so he's not my type. And Darno's actually quite good looking, I'm not gonna lie. There is something. I mean, I do like old men. That is a known fact about me, is I do have a bit of a thing for the older man. So I'm gonna put Darno in very handsome. Eric. I mean, Eric's cute. Look at him. He's just like an adorable little boy. We love him. Who is this? Who is this? Is that Luke? No, that's not Luke. That's Luke, right? He's Luke. Who's this? Who are you? Who who are you? It looks like Helen in drag. Like she's a girl, but it looks like Helen in drag. Um Meh, I don't know who you are. Again, for Harold, mustache. I mean, he's quite a good looking man, but he has a mustache, so sorry. No offense, Hemrish, but ugly and stinky. Hemrish is ugly and stinky. Joel, beautiful man. Look at that. The spiky hair, the goatee, the glasses. A beautiful man. Kader, also a beautiful man. Kader is actually stunning. Kader's design is stunning. Who is this? Leon? Um, I don't know, cute. He's got the white-haired anime boy Cloud from Final Fantasy vibes. So, yeah, okay. Cute for him. Lionel Messi. Not my type, probably. This is Luke, right? He's cute. That's all I gotta say about that. Martin is cute. Martin is cute. It has to be said. Matt is ugly and stinky. Like that man, he looks. Maybe we shouldn't have been surprised that he turned out to be an ageless demigod because he looks like he's at least 40. So there was clearly something off from the beginning. We should never have believed this was a teenage boy. Nashter. I mean, I know I'm supposed to judge him on his looks, but like I like Nashter too much to put him in anything other than cute because I like Nashter. Nigel is also cute. I feel like he maybe needs to change his hair, but like he's cute. Peter is cute. Actually, no, Peter is very handsome. He's got locks. He's got a red beard. He's a pretty man. Phobos is obviously stunning. Phobos is a stunning specimen of a man. That is a gorgeous anime boy. That is Sephiroth. God, he really is Sephiroth. Especially in that picture. But we love it. Who is this? Oh, it's another Runic. Ugly and stinky. Here also ugly. All the Runics apart from Nastra are ugly and stinky. Steven. Okay, like as much as I'm a Joe girly, like Steven is cute. Like he is a cute boy. Oh my god, Thomas Van, the ugliest and stinkiest. Look at that. That is the ugliest, stinkiest man you've ever seen. And Tom Lair. Tom Lair is cute. He has like cute dad bod vibes. Okay, so that is my rating of the men from the comics, judged purely on looks. Yeah. So let's go on to the ships maker. So this is ships from the TV show and the comic. Oh boy. Okay, so our tiers for this one are love them, absolute OTP, I like this, they work better as friends, boring, I hate this, or I don't know this ship. So I should know all of them, so bottom ship shouldn't, the bottom tier shouldn't really come onto this. Okay, dokie. So let's go. So first of all, we have comic Cornelia and Caleb, which is an I hate this for me. I really don't like the way that Cornelia and Caleb are written in the comics. I think it makes no sense. I get that it's supposed to be romantic. It's like, I saw him in my dreams before we met, and then we met, and we fell in love. And it's like, no, you saw him in your dreams before you met, and then you met, and you decided that you were in love without having ever really had a conversation. And their relationship goes on, and we never see these two actually have a conversation about anything, literally until the day they break up. The first time we ever see them having a conversation for more than like one page or one panel is when they break up. They aren't in love. They just think they are. They don't actually have any substance to the relationship. There's nothing there. There's no meaningful relationship there. They just think they're in love because their dreams told them that they were, but they never actually spent more than 5 minutes together. We never saw them together ever. Like Caleb's barely there in either arc 1 or 2, and we never actually saw them doing anything that would constitute a relationship. It's just that there would be a random moment where Cornelia's like, "Oh my god, Caleb," and they would kiss, and it would be like, "Why? You're not a couple." There's nothing. It just frustrates me. There's nothing there. There's no substance. There's no relationship. There's nothing there. Ah, it's infuriating. And then he dumped her for a stupid reason. So bad ship. On the other hand, Cornelia and Caleb in the TV show, I made a 3-hour retrospective from their relationship because I'm so obsessed with them. They are my number one OTP of all time. I also made a really long ship video, which I'm planning to remake because I have issues with it. And they are my number one ship on that list. So, what is there to say about Cornelia and Caleb that I haven't already said in this channel? Nothing. They are everything to me. I have pictures on them on my bedroom wall that have been there since I was like 14. I love them. They are everything to me. This is the definition of love in my mind. Caleb and Elion in the comics. I'm sort of between I like this and they work better at Friends. Because I'm going to say I like this. I'm not against it. I think my one issue with it is the fact that, well, two. Caleb dumped Cornelia because he thought she was too young, but Elion is the same age as Cornelia. Although I know there's the whole time dilation thing. Don't start with me. I'm not getting into it. And the other problem is that Caleb is Cornelia's ex and Elion is Cornelia's best friend. But at the same time, Cornelia and Elion barely see each other anymore because of the fact that they live on different planets. And I think Cornelia and Caleb had been broken up long enough. And they also had no relationship to begin with because their relationship didn't exist because there was nothing there, because there was no substance, because their relationship was made up and existed only in their heads. Alexa, play In My Head by Ariana Grande. I feel like Cornelia probably wouldn't really have given a shit either way because I think she'd moved on quite firmly by then. And, they make a lot more sense and they're sweet. So I actually don't have an issue with Caleb and Elion. I wouldn't say I actively ship them, but I do think that they work. Phobos and Cedric in the comics. I mean, I want to put it in they work better as friends, but I don't even think they're friends. I don't think Phobos and Cedric like each other at all in either universe. I think they tolerate each other. And I suppose you could say that's some kind of like slap kiss, but I don't really see it that way. I don't really see them. I mean, like I do for like the crack. Like as a joke, as a meme, I love to be like, oh yeah, Phobos and Cedric were in love for like the laughs because it's funny. But do I actually think that they were? No, I think that they hate each other. I think that they genuinely don't like each other at all. So I think I'm gonna say I think I'm gonna add a tier actually. I think I'm gonna have to. How did that? I didn't want to change that. Oh, I did the wrong button. Uh, ignore that this now doesn't make cohesive color. Um, I'm just gonna add one that says I don't ship it because it's like I don't care. Like I just don't care. It's like I don't have an issue with it. I just don't ship it. And the same goes for the TV show. Or should we have another tier actually? Like add a row above ship it for the meme. We can put them in there. Ship it for the meme. I know I said I wasn't gonna edit these, but I feel like that's one needs it. Okay, ship it for the meme. Right, Orb and Cedric. I'm sorry, but I just don't ship it. I don't like Cedric in the comics, and I don't want him to be with Orb because I think she deserves better. I don't think Cedric actually had any real redemption, and I don't support him, and I think Orb deserved better than him. So that's how I feel about that. Cornelia and Elion in the comics. I like this. They're not my absolute OTP, but yes, I do think that Cornelia and Elion in the comics makes a lot of sense. Is my comic? Oh, it is. That's good. Okay, that's fine. Because I was going to say there's another ship in the comic that would go above them, but then I was like, is it actually on this list? But it is, so we're all good. Yeah, I think I really love Cornelia and Elion in the comics, and I definitely think that they had the vibes of two girls who have a bit of a crush on each other. But I think obviously they got separated by their different worlds, and I feel like they just wouldn't probably be able to have a relationship in the future, whether they wanted one or not. And I think they're probably just better off being separate. Like, just it would be too hard for them to try and maintain a relationship. We already know that Cornelia and Caleb couldn't have maintained a relationship across two worlds, and Elion has the added problem of being the queen, so she's never going to come back to Earth. We know that Cornelia can't go and live in Meridian, that won't work for her. So I don't think they could have ever had that relationship work out. But I do love the idea of them being like really close best friends that probably had maybe at the point in time didn't really realize that they maybe had stronger feelings for each other because they'd been best friends their whole lives, and you have that problem where sometimes you because you've been friends for so long you can't really figure out entirely what your feelings are to this other person. But I like to think that there was something under the surface between the two of them. They were very very cute together. Cornelia and Elion in the show, I'm gonna say work better as friends. I see Cornelia in the comics as a very sapphic character. I always joke that Cornelia in the comics is the reincarnation of Sappho. I feel her as a very sapphic character. But Cornelia in the show I do see as like at the very, very most bi, but I think she's straight. I do see Cornelia in the show as being straight. So I don't really see her having a romantic relationship with Elion because I just don't view her as a character who is into girls. So I would say they have to work better as friends. Whereas in the comics, 100% I see her as a character who's into girls. Eric and Helen in the comics, they are very cute. They are one of the only kind of canon couples in the comics that I think actually are good, and in the show they are also cute. I don't really have a lot to say because I feel like in the show they didn't get a huge amount of screen time, and I am currently working on my retrospective of them for the channel because I've done one in every other couple out of the main group. Um, And in the comics though, I do think that they were done dirty because they had such a good relationship, and then Eric just disappeared like partway through arc 6, and that was just the end of that, and it never got brought up again, which was a real shame because their relationship was so sweet and they didn't deserve that. But there we go. Hey Nelia. So, I know someone who really, really ships Hey Nelia. For me, it's better as friends. Cornelia and Helen's friendship in the show is my favorite of all the five girls, like favorite combination of the five girls. And I feel probably well, no, that's not so true in the comics. But I really, really love the friendship between Cornelia and Helen. And I think the fact that Cornelia is like the oldest of the group and Helen's the youngest of the group, I feel like they have this kind of older, younger sister dynamic, especially because of their quite differing personalities. Where Cornelia is quite a strong, kind of like quite headstrong, quite confident character, and Helen's confident but in a different way. But she's more like breezy, going with the flow, is happy to doesn't really care what people think about her. Whereas Cornelia is confident, but she does really care about what people think about her. Very different views on the world. But they both love fashion. They both love, to play with fashion. And Cornelia loves to shop, whereas Helen loves to make her own clothes. So I think they've got a lot in common. And I really like the friendship that exists between the two of them. So, but I see them as friends. I don't see them as being romantic in any way, and because I kind of see them as being like sisters, I can't see them romantically because then that just feels weird and incestuous. um Helen and Irma, again, better as friends for me. I think they are the ultimate besties. They are the best besties, and I love them together. They are the funniest pairing. They are like those two guys trope, but girls. But again, I can't see them as romantic. I only see them as friends. Armelia, again, better as friends. I know a lot of people really, really ship Ermelia. And I know I do see Cornelia as a woman loving woman in the comics, but actually, and I need to retract something that I've said before because I know I said it. And as soon as I put the video up, I was like, why didn't I remove that? Because I don't know why I said it. And then I just could not be bothered going back and having to edit the video and re upload it. In my arc in my art ranking video, at one point was talking about Irma and I said, and I view Irma as a lesbian, but I didn't mean it. I meant I view Irma as lesbian only in the show, and I don't know. I was clearly just off on a tangent and wasn't thinking what I was saying. I don't view Irma in the comics as a lesbian. I view Irma in the comics actually as probably the straightest of the entire group because she is so boy crazy. I don't see her as being a sapphic character. Whereas in the show, I 100% agree with Greg Weisman that Irma's a lesbian, but in the comics, I don't see her that way. And so even though I see Cornelia as a woman loving woman, I don't see Irma that way. So I don't see them as a couple. And to be honest, I don't really like the idea of their dynamic being like, we bicker all the time, but actually we want to kiss. Like, I know that's a dynamic lots of people love. And it works for some ships. I mean, I'm a Kenzie and Deke shipper, but like, no, I'm just not really fussed on Ermelia. It's just not for me. It's not for me. But yes, I would like to retract my previous statement about calling Irma in the comics a lesbian because I don't know why I said that because I don't see her that way. I was clearly talking at a speed and not managing what I was saying, which is quite common with me. But yeah, same feeling about them in the show, but the opposite way around. Like in the show, I see Cornelia as straight and Irma as sapphic, but I don't see them. I don't. Again, they can't work because they have two opposing sexualities, and I think they work better as friends. Irma and Steven. Mm, no, right. So I don't hate Steven as a character. I just don't think he should have existed. She should have been with Joel. But like, I think they make good friends. But she shouldn't have been with him romantically because she was supposed to be with Joel. And here's Joel. So I like this because Irma and Joel were adorable together. They made so much more sense than her and Steven. Don't know why we ever wrote in this character, but whatever. Irma and Martin. No. Do I hate it or do I just not ship it? No, maybe I hate it. No, okay, I'll leave it as I don't ship it. I love both of these characters. I just don't love them together. I think Martin needs to move on. I don't think honestly, I think that if he had ever ended up with Irma, that's a really, really bad lesson to teach children. That if you just persistently harangue someone, they will eventually give in and go out with you. That's the complete opposite of what we need to be teaching young people, especially considering the society. I mean, this was written 20 years ago, but the society we're in now, where we've got people like Andrew Tate who are spreading specific, like very particular ideas about what it's like to be a man and how you should get women to like go out with you, and about subservient women and incel behavior, and definitely do not teach people that the way to get a girl to go out with you is to just wear her down by persistently asking her out. And if he had eventually got Irma to go out with him, it would have went completely against like what we should be teaching people. So it would have been the complete wrong message to send. So I don't ship it. And I love them again in the show, and I'm going to say they work better as friends. I mean, they also work better as friends. Um, I suppose they go on both. They're on both tiers here. Maybe I'll split them up just to kind of make a point. I don't ship it, but they are good friends, and I think they make good friends. And I think I really like their friendship in the show more than their friendship in the comic. Although I like them both, and I love the issue and Courage to Choose where Irma goes to like the Boy Scouts meeting or whatever he calls them. But I don't ship it. And I think, like I say, I think it's the wrong message to send. If they ever did end up together, it would be the complete wrong thing to do. But I like their friendship. Cornelia and Peter, yeah, I like them. I like that Cornelia basically only ever got two boyfriends in the series. There was Caleb and then there was Peter. And she didn't have to like cycle through like various like silly side relationships and stuff. Like she was committed to Caleb for some reason, fuck knows why, and then committed to Peter, and that was just the way she was. So, and they had a really nice relationship. It got dragged out for too long, and that's like, well, they won't they? It's like, just go out with him. You decided you were in a relationship with Caleb 3 seconds after meeting him. Like, swallow your pride and ask this boy out. You had zero pride when you were going out with Caleb. But other than that, it was an enjoyable relationship. Nigel and Tarani in the show, I'm going to put in boring tier. I made a whole video about them and about how basically their relationship could have been a lot better, but it just wasn't. Like, it just wasn't well written. Um, so I think that's, if you really want to hear my thoughts on it, I have a whole video you can watch. Nigel and Tarani in the comic. uh, we don't have a tier for they ruined it. Do I need to make another bloody tier? Hold on. I suppose I could move this one because I'm not going to use I know this ship anyway. God, I can't work this. Ruined by the writers. Okay, there we go. Nigel and Tarani ruined by the writers. They were good, and then they weren't. They were really good, and then Art 5 came along and ruined it. And that's sort of it. It was really cute. We had like the good girl and the bad boy, but he wasn't really bad. And then there was a little thing with his brother, and it was just a really good dynamic. And he was sweet, and they were really cute together. And she like kissed him in front of her mom, and it was a huge thing. It was so good. And then he, for reasons that I went on about in my comment thingy, um, decided to like be a pissy jealous bitch about her dance class, and I couldn't. Trani and Sheila, I like it. I like the idea. I like them together. I don't care what you say. I thought Tarani and Sheila would have been cute. That's all I really have for that one. I think Tarani and Sheila would have been cute. Um, Will and Irma work better as friends. I don't really have anything to say about that. It's just the same as the other girls. Like, I just don't see it as being anything other than a friendship. I don't see them as a romantic way. Will and Nashter, I like. Will and Nashter, I support. I like Will and Nashter. I would have liked them to get together at the end, and I would have liked her to finally see sense about Matt and get together with someone who was actually decent. But no. No, the writers hate us and want us to suffer. Will and Phobos, hate it. Absolutely hate it. I'm sorry, I know there's a lot of Will Phobos fans out there, but it's not me. I don't like it. He's an adult, she's a child. I know a lot of people are like, well, we're aging them up in our stories, which is fine. It's just not for me. It's not my thing. I don't like it. Will and Phobos in the show, exact same problem. Same thing. Matt and Will in the comics, hate it. Hate it. They weren't even good in the early years because they were always fighting and there was just like they were just a damn mess. The only good thing was literally the Dormouse scene from like the second issue or whatever it was. Everything else was trash. Um but they were a mess back then because they were always jealous and fighting. And then there was the great moment where Will finally told him her secret, but haha, it was actually Narissa in disguise. So she didn't tell him her secret. Then he got trapped in the stupid book, which he should have been able to get out of himself because he was turned out to be an eldritch abomination who was like a million years old, had known her all along, had been lying to her for years, and then just treated her like shit for the next like two arcs. And then they tried to roll it back and be like, no, he's not a shitball. Look, he's actually nice. And I was like, no, you've ruined it. You've ruined it. And then she went back to him anyway. And I was just like, it's as bad as when Buffy started going out, like, still loved Spike after everything he did to her. And I was just like, this is great. It's really great when you create a positive female character to, like, be a hero and for girls to look up to and then make them go back to the guy who abused them. It's really good representation. It's really positive, really sends good messages to young girls. Really good. Will and Matt in the show, however, we love to see it. Will and Matt are so good. I love them so much. I made two videos about their relationship in the show. I think they're perfect. They are beautiful. Great relationship. She told him her secret. Well, he sort of followed her through a portal, but he was really supportive of her secret. He wanted to be a help. He wanted to help. He wanted to train and become a warrior so he could stand by her. And then he gets turned into Shagon, and then he beats him with the power of love and sings the will to love on stage. And it's just they are everything. Again, you can go and watch my video. Will and Cornelia in the comics. That's my comic OTP. Of all the combinations in the comics, the only ship that I genuinely really invest in the comics is Will and Cornelia. I am a die-hard Will and Cornelia shipper in the comics. Like, literally that bit in Don't Close Your Eyes when they're in the car and it's like, maybe if you hold my hand, I finally get some sleep. And I was just like, and then it just was like that from forever. Like, they were just always like Cornelia like threw her arms around the fake Will during the whole Caleb Flower story. And they were just always together. They went on like a cruise together in one of the like later arcs. I just love them. I love them. I love them so much. I am well Cornelia trash. Oh right, and then we've got the five-way polyamory ship. Um uh, Best friends. If you want to ship them five-way polyamory, I'm fully in support of you doing that. It's just not my thing. So yeah, that is my ship. That's my ship tier list. And that's me completed all of the tier lists. So thank you for watching. Thank you for coming with me in this journey. Let me know your comments in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye everyone.